Hello and welcome to another very informative episode of Qatar Stories. I'm Anu, your host for the show. Viewers, in these circumstances, we are trying our best to keep you updated and aware about the different perspectives related to the ongoing global scenario. Well, somewhere down the line, we all are worried about our current economic situation, what it looks like, how far it can go, and what can be the solution to this. Well, to answer all of these queries and many more, right now over the phone line joining Qatar Stories with me is Dr. R. Seetharaman, CEO Doha Bank. Hello, sir. Welcome to Qatar Stories. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you for having me.
Great. So first of all, we really want to know how's your health, how's family, how everybody's doing?
All well, but we are around the world. My mom is in India.
Mm-hmm.
My first daughter is in Dubai. She's working for JP Morgan, so she's on her own.
Oh.
And my wife and my second daughter is in New York, which is again an epicenter.
Yes.
I'm here.
Oh my
We
God.
are really self-quarantined in substance, you see.
Very true. But best of the wishes for your family. Please, all of you, be safe.
Thank you very much, Anu.
Right, so let's come to the main topic, which is again related to COVID-19. And as we all know that because of this coronavirus, the entire world is going through a very tough time. So in this scenario, if we talk about the economic condition of the market, so what it looks like, what is the economic condition right now?
Well, we are in recession. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can send you the clip. A year before, I said we are in fourth phase of the financial crisis. And if I have to explain in a layman's language,
Mm-hmm.
the first financial crisis was in 2008,
Right.
when the world economy was in tatters, and we thought it's a liquidity crisis. Liquidity crisis moved into a funding crisis, solvency crisis, and sovereign issue.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the whole issue was magnified, and politician economics came together. G7 has become G20, extraordinary set of decisions taken, and monies were printed, what you call quantitative easing, printing money, improving the money supply,
Mm-hmm.
and the hot money was transcending borders, inflating the economies, the housing market, recession to then again it was coming up. Similarly, the liquidity has improved the stock market.
Right.
So there is property market, entire financial market was well augmented over the period of time. So
Mm-hmm.
the money supply made the difference. That's the second step. The world community has taken. Everyone printed money, whether it's Federal Reserve, Bank of England, European Central Bank, Bank of Japan, name it. So that's people interpret it as a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And the G7, as I mentioned, has become G20, extraordinary set of decisions, improving the capital of the banking systems. Because whether you run a private bank or a public bank, it is public, it is global. Whether it's
Right.
a local bank or an international bank, it is global. So essentially, the global scene has witnessed extraordinary set of regulatory alignment,
Mm-hmm.
and every politician and economist and technocrats like central bankers or bankers, we have set a compliance architecture. We improved the liquidity, improved the capital, and we started having more controls, and global economy was set to be in the right direction. That has not worked to the maximum because the execution was poor.
Mm-hmm.
The compliance architecture was not fully complied in total respects.
Right.
Then
So-
when America started is recovered in 2015, they stopped the money supply. They started realizing the economy is recovering. They said we'll increase the interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that also did not work. Sustainability, global sustainability has not improved. Right last year,
Mm-hmm.
in the September onwards, they started cutting the interest rate back again to improve the economy, their economy, domestic economy. So the financial market has become huge gambling ground. That's the point I said it is going to be a meltdown again. Leave the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
That's an addition. Got a domino impact. So it's a double whammy in substance. So it is extraordinary world now. The financial markets are crashing. You have
Right.
seen the fluctuation in the stock market across the globe. Carnage. It's a bloodbath, to say the few.
Absolutely. So there's no doubt about it. And in fact, this is what I really wanted to ask now, that as you have mentioned that we are in a phase of recession. Somewhere down the line, it has already started. So do you think this present situation of COVID-19, it is just being one of the major factors of it? Something which was already there rotating in the market is coming up in front because of this? Is it something like this?
It's a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
See, nobody expected the corona impact is domino,
Right.
and it has taken toll not only the financial part of our economics. It has become a human pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
The crisis has taken complete outage of the entire global system. The IMF has predicted now a possible contraction of the frame. So the overall global economy today is in downturn. That's the kind of negativity pervading, and so the financial markets are results of it. And it is not only the corona impact; the global economy itself, sustainability was challenged.
Exactly. In fact, this is what my next point is, that the way it is going, or because of experts like you, what all predictions are coming, what all we can see. So definitely the picture is not very good or not very healthy to look at. But now the bigger question is, what all should we be well prepared of? This is what everybody is worried.
As economies, first of all, you have to prevent the domino impact of coronavirus. It is not a virus spreading virus.
Mm-hmm.
It is people spreading the virus. That's why this curfewing is important. Social distancing is important.
Very true.
So essentially, you have to save the humanity. That's the prime purpose now. The elimination of extreme poverty or gender equality or universal health care or universal education, those are all sustainable development agenda. Today, countries are shaken. The gravity of the issue is, whether it is China or Italy or UK or United States today, they have understood. They have now US is, today morning they have cleared $2 trillion to save their people.
Yes.
Every government today has understood this is going to have consequential impact if you start doing social distancing for months. And if you are not fixing it now at this level, it can create, huge calamity to the global economy and global humanity, and it can run into huge depression in terms of economics, but humanity will lose its ground in substance.
Right.
So that is why today the economists are coming together. The government is now allocating the regulatory framework to see that the one is law and order.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, the discipline is important to observe. Every individual has to come to terms,
Very
making
true.
sure they don't not protect not only themselves, they don't infect others. Essentially, that's the place we are in now. Plus, the consequential impact is not this 21 days or 1 month or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
It has already disrupted the complete business.
Absolutely.
Every single part of the world, from globalization to anti-globalization, now if there is, it's not confined to the airline industry or hotel industry. It's the entire, the economic cycle is being disrupted. It means it will take, the consequential impact may run for 6 months or 1 year. So it remains to be seen when it gets stopped and when we find a solution to it, when we have a medical, clinical cure for it. If it is not done, the consequence is colossal to the humanity, and this generation is going to go through extraordinary set of changes and challenges in terms of lifestyle.
Very true.
Living.
I think, whatever physical trauma we are facing, that is one thing. Economic sector, which is you can say the backbone of everything, of our lifestyle, of global scenario, that is impacted in a big way. That is another thing. But in this situation, in this scenario, if we talk about the future of banking sector, how it looks like.
Before I come to the future of banking sector, but it also helps you in one way. The hygiene required, the conventional methods by which we live together as individual or institutions is changing. That's for good. If you understand the dynamics that these disciplines, which are for human longevity, human welfare. So the discipline, which is once world become normal, if you practice the same discipline in terms of customs or traditions or values, then the welfare systems can improve. That's the positive side of it. Coming to the banking now.
Yes.
So the banking system is going through a public-private partnership. Every government has realized every financial institution cannot sustain its credibility if there's total disruption to the overall economic cycle. After all, banking is a byproduct of the economy. Now, if travel industry is impacted, if hospitality industry is impacted, if labor is impacted, if there's cessation of work in real terms, it will have consequential impact in terms of trade, investments, banking, finance, and every sector, whether it is service industry or manufacturing industry, contract industry, or any dimension you go through. You have to have direct impact in the financial service. So banks have to now work with the government and make sure how to hold the sustainability part. How do we make sure the business still keep its flag going? How do we help the business community? How do we help the small and medium-sized entrepreneurs? How do we feed them the liquidity when there is no money coming in? Everything is stopped. Right. How do we make sure they pay their dues, they live, they pay their rents? How they sustain their food security? How they're going to maintain their family welfare, individual? All these things are now becoming a big question. That's why the financial service industry, in partnership with the government, now they have come out with various promulgations. You take whether it's America or India or Qatar for that matter. There are new regulations which is going to ease the business and the individuals, and that is precisely the reason now the Qatar government has announced, His Highness the Emir has announced a package of 75 billion reals, that is $20.5 billion. That's going to be supplemented for liquidity and a concessional advantage in terms of ease of doing business. Also, financing charges will be measured and managed. Overall investment climate will stand protected. That is what exactly the purpose of it, and that's what every government around the world is doing, depending on the scale and scale.
Right, and I think this is a very big relief because, especially if we talk about the daily wages, all those small-scale businessmen, who are running on a daily basis, their job is like, since morning when they sit or they go to their job, whatever they earn during the day, this is how their life runs. So I think this can be a very big relief, a very big help to people like this. But if we talk about Doha Bank in particular, you represent Doha Bank, and in fact, Doha Bank is known for always standing with the people, be it CSR activities, be it taking new initiatives, and in fact, recently you did lots of changes for the digitalization of currency as well. So how your bank is preparing for this situation, how ready you are?
Of course, as a public financial institutions, we have hundreds and thousands of customers, so we need to, first of all, their safety is important. So the banking customers who are coming to the branch, we advise them, unless it is inevitable, you can do the operation through digital channels. Our SMS banking, web banking, mobile banking.
Right.
Again, Doha dial, call centers, internet banking, and Doha Souk. So all sort of digital advantage, all the channels are there, all the avenues are there for them to transact, whether it's remittance of money or do a transactions, anything and everything to whether it is international money transfer or local money transfer, you can do through all the digital support. So essentially, we encourage people to move to the digital channels, even if you want to deposit cash, leave alone a withdrawal of cash. If we want to have physical currency to be deposited, we have high voltage cash deposit boxes around various centers. We can use it if you have to come to the branch. And if you come to the branch, you get into the discipline, distance yourself, making sure you use the sanitizers, you put enough social distancing between you and other customers. And our staff are also fully equipped. They have gloves, they have masks, they have enough tools to make sure that you are comfortable. They are also transacting with you because they have to make sure they are safe as well. So essentially, we have amplified the overall safety measures, and we are ensuring that is done. We are promoting now all the digital channels we have. We have corporate side, we have corporate portals where the corporate customers, SMEs can use the digital mechanism. Retails like you and me can remit money. You can do any banking transaction which are as an individual. You don't need to visit the branch.
Right. So definitely you and your people are not at all compromising on any of the hygiene practices or social distancing, but does it mean the kind of practice which is going on? We were listening, we were reading so many theories that, we are already in a direction where we are encouraged to use digital money or digitalization of money. So does it mean that Doha Bank has already taken a leap over it, and this theory, definitely this is the future of economy, of currency?
See, there are two things. One is the money transfer is a tool by which the digital protocol operates. The banking itself is going to go through extraordinary set of changes, whether it is corporate or retail, treasury or investment banking. Everything is getting changed to digital tools, whether it is blockchain, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is the Internet of Things. You have all sort of tools available today. The financial literacy in terms of digitization is sporadic and it is fast growing. Our channels and support systems are all converging on banking technology. And that's cost efficient, that is convenient, that is also making sure you have accuracy in the transactions. You can retrieve the transaction, you can track the transaction, you can make sure that you ensure accuracy in total terms. So your money is totally safe in any respects if you go through digital channels. If there are discrepancies, you can even substantive control on your transaction because you have transaction logs, you have call centers to back it up, you have queries and complaints are attended. So you have customer connect tools. We have come in social media. So you can express your concerns if at all any distractions from your transaction. So essentially, our operating methods are going to promote the digital-only bank, digital-only tool, so that you get the value advantage we stand to gain in total terms.
So basically, it is for the betterment of the common man, right?
Absolutely.
But, when we talk of a common man, in fact, we all fall in this category. We are in a situation where share market has collapsed, interest rates are declining. So for all of us, for everybody, most of us, we are in a situation of a total chaos. As an expert, what is your advice to people, to common man, where to invest, and the most important thing, how to keep our hard-earned money safe? What do you have to say on this?
Well, liquidity is important. The investment today, every crisis is also throwing opportunities. You have to realize.
Right.
So if you look at the market today, it's carnage. Around the world, people lost. Everyone is trying to lose in terms of the net worth. True. In real terms. When there is a technical recession in the world, it means 20 to 30% of the money value goes. If you are a property owner, property value goes down. If you have cash value goes down. Net present value goes down. If you have stocks, stock value goes down. So you cannot avoid such you know, intrinsic value diminution. Okay, so you have to understand there is an opportunity into this.
Right.
If you, while you have lost your money, this is the time to invest in the right direction. For example,
Absolutely.
if the market is 30% down, why can't I buy? The question is, what sort of momentum? You have to understand when you should buy, because when the government comes to rescue, the consumer confidence will go up, and there will be more and more liquidity will come to buy it out. So if you are in the front run to acquire certain things, whether it is property, whether it is now, for example, stock market is carnage now. I mean, India lost, for example, Indian stock market lost 1/3. Similarly, America, Europe, every currency is now getting deceleration in substance.
Yes, it is something global.
Yeah, it is. There are certain currencies getting strengthened. So you have to look at if you look at emerging market currency, whether it is India or Bangladesh or Pakistan or Sri Lanka, you have seen the reflection. You get for $1 or $1 you get more repeats.
Right.
So essentially, remittance is people will be doing it more, and they conserve more resources, back home.
And it's all about Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I said it's all about which side of coin you look at. I think whatever scenario is there, whatever is not in our control is something, but we should always look on the positive side, on the bright side of the story, as they say, sunny side up.
This is an opportunity if you're scrupulous enough, shrewd enough to understand. Every crisis always give you after 1 week you may not get this opportunity.
Very true. Very true.
Remittance will now, even in the last few days after the government has taken enormity of decisions, now the rupee is strengthening slowly. It went to 77, now it is going to 75. Now stock market will recover. It happened in Qatar, it happened, it happens in India, it happens in America. Last consecutive 2 days, American system, whether Dow Jones or S&P or, everything has coming back. It will take few days to get back in track, but it will happen. So
Yes.
it is every breaking news, you have to watch it. It's important to interpret the information to your advantage, and then make the right move. When you have to buy, you have to buy. When you have to sell, you have to sell.
Absolutely. Just be smart. Keep an eye on the things happening around you. So, so definitely your message, your advice to rest of the world for this particular phase means a lot to us. What would you like to say?
Well, look after yourself and look after your family. It's a beautiful life. Once we get it, we have to preserve it. We are all on lease in this planet, but we will have enduring values with a purpose, positivity, drive, determination, happiness, and social commitments. Life is full of love and affection, and we will keep loving each other. And planet Earth is a mother nature. We preserve her, we protect her. The lesson learned of the crisis is an opportunity for us to correct in future. We will be purposeful, meaningful for this enduring generation.
Wow, that is so very beautiful. And thank you so very much, sir, for speaking to Qatar Stories, connecting with us, and spreading this positivity amongst us. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So viewers, this was Dr. R. Seetharaman, CEO, Doha Bank. And unfortunately, most of the times we focus on all the negative things. So let's pledge today that in place of thinking about all the things, what might go wrong, let's try and think about positive things. Let's try and think what might go right. Well, with this, it's time to wrap up today's episode. But for more updates, you keep watching Qatar Stories. Do like, share, and subscribe us. Very soon, I'll be back with some more information. Till then, do practice social distancing and don't forget to follow the best hygiene practices. It's me, Anu, saying tata, goodbye. Be happy, stay healthy. Take care.